Hi, welcome everyone to next lecture of the subject control system. This is probably the last lecture of the chapter basics, and in previous lecture I discussed about signal flow graph, and in signal flow graph we discussed about Mason's-Gain formula. In this video I will take mainly two examples to show you how to solve the uh, basically signal flow graph, how to reduce, how to obtain the overall transfer function of signal flow graph. So let me give you a small recap of what the Mason's-Gain formula was. Mason's-Gain formula was like this, and the total transfer function T will be equals to summation pk delta k over delta, where delta will be calculated as delta equals to 1 minus sum of all individual loop gains. First you need to identify what are the loops present in the signal flow graph. Okay, then you need to calculate the individual loop gain, and then you need to sum individual loop gains, okay, for this term, and then there will be plus sum of products of all possible combinations of two non-touching, okay, sum of products of all possible combinations of two non-touching loop gains. First, among all the loops, you need to first find out which two loops are non-touching, and such combinations of two non-touching loop gains, all possible such combinations you need to take care of, and then you need to multiply the individual non-touching loop gain. Let's say L1, L2 and L3 are there, and let's say L1, L3 are non-touching and L2, L3 are non-touching. Then you need to first multiply L1, L3 and find the product of L1, L3, because L1, L3 is non-touching, L2, L3 product of L2, L3, because L2 and L3 is non-touching, and this is the all possible combinations. You need to find the products of all possible such combinations, and then you need to find the, that means this will be multiplied, and then you need to take the sum of all such possible products of all such possible combinations of two non-touching loop gains. Then the next thing will be sum of products of all possible combination of three non-touching loop gain. Now you need to identify, you need to take any three loops, and then you need to identify whether those three loops are non-touching to each other or not. If those are non-touching, then you need to first obtain the products of the individual non-touching loop gains. Then you need to sum all such possible combinations of products of all such possible combinations of three non-touching loop gains. So the overall thing is delta equals to 1 minus sum of individual loop gains plus sum of products of all possible combinations of two non-touching loop gains, then minus sum of products of all possible combinations of three non-touching loop gains, and plus so on. Okay. Now one thing to be noticed here is this sign will be alternatively done. First one minus sum of all individual loop gains plus sum of all blah 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 for two non-touching loop gains, then minus for three non-touching loop gains, then plus again for four non-touching loop gains. Like this the thing will proceed. Okay, this is delta, the overall delta, the denominator portion of the overall transfer function. Then there we need to calculate pk delta k. So what is pk? Pk is the kth forward path gain. For what is forward path? Forward path is the path which was proceeding from input node to the output node without any repetition of nodes in between them. Those paths will be called as forward path. So pk, there can be n number of forward paths. So for generalization I am taking, let's say, kth forward path gain, okay, and sum over k, okay, all such forward path gain, and delta k. Delta k is this same delta considering only those loops which are non-touching the kth forward path. That means let's say you have 3 forward paths, so the formula will be P1 delta 1. P1 is the first forward path, P2 is the second forward path, and P3 is the third forward path. Okay, so the formula will be P1 delta 1, P2 delta 2 plus P3 delta 3 by delta. The total transfer function will be like this, the summation of this portion Pk delta k. Now what is P1? P1 is the first forward path, P2 is the second forward path, and P3 is the third forward path. And what about delta 1 and delta 2 and delta 3? Delta 2, as I said in generalized term, delta k is delta considering only those loops which are non-touching to the kth forward path. Okay, so what is delta 1? Delta 1 is this same delta, but the value will not be the same. The same delta provided individual loop gains or product of 2 non-touching loop gains, 3 non-touching loop gains, 4 non-touching loop gains, and so on. You will consider only those loops. You will take into account only those loops which are not touching to path P1. For delta 2, the same thing will be calculated, but the loops along with these conditions, let's say for 2 non-touching loop gains, the loop, individual loop must not touch itself themselves. Okay, for 2 non-touching loops, 3 non-touching loops, the 3 loops must not touch themselves. But along with that, one extra condition is that for delta 2, the loops must not touch path forward path 2. For delta 3, same thing will be there, but the loops must not touch forward path P3. For delta, we don't need to consider any touching condition in case of path. That means whenever I am considering delta, that means the denominator part, then I can consider all the loops. I can consider all the loops, and then I will impose these conditions within them. Okay, all the loops present in the signal flow graph. But for delta 1, I will take only those loops which will not be touching the path P1. For delta 2, first we will identify the loops. Let's say I have L1, L2, L3, L4. Okay. Now let's say this is the scenario that L1 is non-touching to L3, L1 is non-touching to L4, and L2 is non-touching to L4. Let's say L1, L3 non-touching, L1, L4 is non-touching, and L2, L4 is non-touching. Okay, this is the 3 possible combinations of 2 non-touching loops. Now let's say for L1 it touches forward path P1. L1 touches forward path P1. So and let's say L3 touches forward path P2. So we have only 2 forward paths. Okay. So it will be P1 delta 1 plus P2 delta 2 by delta. So how we are going to do this? First, let's calculate delta. Delta is all these 4 loops. While calculating delta, we will consider all these 4 loops. So 1 minus sum of all these individual 4 loops, that means L1 plus L2 plus L3 plus L4, plus sum of products of all possible combination of 2 non-touching loops. 2 non-touching loops are these combinations. So it will be L1 L3 plus L1 L4 plus L2 L4, and 3 non-touching will not be there. Now this is delta. Now how we can calculate delta 1? Delta 1, look, for delta 1 I can L1 loop L1 is touching forward path P1. That's why I cannot take L1 into consideration. So my delta 1 will be 1 minus sum of all individual loop gains. All individual loop gains means which loop gains? Those who are not touching P1. Extra condition. So L1 is touching, that means for sum of all individual loop gains I have only L2, L3, L4. Now sum of products of all possible combinations of 2 non-touching loop gains. Again, these are all possible combinations of 2 non-touching loop gains in the signal flow graph, but I am considering for delta 1, that means L1 must not be taken into account, because L1 actually touches the forward path. That is why if I cannot take L1, so only one pair will be there, L2 L4, that will be two non-touching loop gains, other combinations will not be valid here. And again for delta 2, how we can calculate delta 2? Delta 2 is, we know that this delta, but the loop must not touch P2, but here I am seeing that L3 is touching P2, that means L3 will not be taken into consideration. So all individual loop gains will be L1, L2, L4, L3 will not be there. Again for two non-touching loop gains I will not consider L3, that means L1, L4 and L2, L4, only two combinations will be there. Like this we need to proceed. And from beginning it seems a bit odd or a bit difficult, but it is too much easy. You will see it, just need a bit of practice. If you practice this, then it will be lot more easier. Let me take some random example, okay, and let me calculate the overall transfer function using Mason's-Gain formula. Okay, let's say okay. So input as reference input RS and output is the response CS. We often use this symbol CS for denoting the response of the system. Now what I need to do, I don't know whether whether the signal flow graph is looking same as the previous one or not, but just I have take just a random signal flow graph. Okay, let's now analyze this one. So how many paths we have? Look, from this input side I am traveling towards the output one. This one G1, G2, G3. This is one forward path without any repetition of nodes. So P1 will be this forward path and the gain will be G1, G2, G3. G1, G2, G3. What about is there any other path? Look, there is other path like this G4, G2, G3. This is one path and this is another path. Okay, so we have two forward paths G4, G2, G3. We have two forward paths P1 and P2. Now what will be the formula? The formula was T equals to summation over K, Pk delta K by delta. So I can write it as, for this example, as we have two forward paths, I can write it as transfer function T is equals to P1 delta 1 plus P2 delta 2 by delta. Okay, P1 is this, P2 is this, and we need to find delta 1, delta 2. Now first step will be to identify the loops. What are the loops present here? Look, there are these loops. this is one loop, let's call it L1. This is one loop, let's call it L3. This one along with this forward path and this reverse path, this is a loop, let's call it, sorry, this let us call it L2 and let us call it L3, and again this one is another loop, so let us call it L4. So I can write individual loop gains. L1 is minus G3H3, L2 is this loop minus G1H1, L3 is this loop, that means G1H2 minus G1H2. Again this minus denotes negative feedback, this minus denotes negative feedback, this minus denotes negative feedback, that's why this is minus. Okay, just multiplication G3 and H3 minus H3, minus G3 H3. Now what about L4? L4 is this loop G4 and H2, so L4 will be minus G4H2. So we have got our individual loop gains. Now among these loop gains, which two loops are non-touching, I need to understand. Okay, look, L1 and L2. L1 and L2 doesn't have any common nodes or common path. So L1, L2 can be one pair. L1, L3 can be one pair with same argument. L1, L4 can be one pair. Again L2, L3, L2, L3, L2 has these two nodes, L3 has also these two nodes. So L2, L3 cannot be there. L3, L4, L3 have these two nodes, L4 have these two nodes, so it cannot be there. And L2, L4, for L2, L4, L2 is having these two nodes and these two paths, and L4 is having these two nodes and these two paths. So L2, L4 can be non-touching. Okay, so this is all possible combinations of two non-touching loop gains. Now let's consider three non-touching loop gains. Three non-touching loop gains L1, L2, L3 cannot be there because L2 and L3 is connected. Okay, L1, L2, L4 can be there. L1 is non-touching to L2 and L4, L2 is non-touching to L4. So L1, L2, L4, three loops are non-touching to each other. L1, L2, L4. Any combination L2, L3, L4 cannot be there because L3 and L4 is connected, and again L3 and L2 is connected. So only one possible combination will be there, that is three non-touching loop gains. Okay, so now I can easily find out what delta is. Let us calculate what delta is. 1 minus sum of all possible combinations of sum of individual loop gains. So sum of individual loop gains means G3H3, G1H1, G1H2, G4H2 all will be added, and taking common the negative sign here, this will be positive then, and it will be G3H3, G1H1, G1H2 and G4H2. Okay, G4H2. Now the next step will be this one actually was minus, and these terms was negative itself, so I am taking this minus common and this will be plus. So the next term will be plus because this term was minus. Next term will be plus. It will consider all possible combinations of two non-touching loop gains. So it will be L1, L2, L1, L3, L1, L4. I am running out of my area, that's why I am writing it as only I will put the value at last. Okay, let us do like this. 1 minus individual loop gains L1 plus L2 plus L3 plus L4 plus what will be the thing, L1, L2 plus L1 L3 plus L1 L4 plus L2 L4. Next will be L1 L2 L4. This will be delta. This will be delta. Now I have P1, I have P2, I have delta. So the rest thing is delta 1 and delta 2. Delta 1 and delta 2 will be same delta, only considering those loops. That means let me calculate delta 1. Delta 1 will be 1 minus, it will be, the formula will be same. So individual loop gains, provided the loop will not touch the forward path. So what are the loops? L1, I have these 4 loops. Let's see which loop is not touching. L1 is touching forward path P1, P1 is this path, and L1 is within this path touching. So L1 cannot be there. What about L2? L2 is also touching. What about L3? L3 is using this path. So L3 is also touching. What about L4? L4 is also touching because L4 is having these 2 loops, this one and this one. So L4 is and path P1 is also having these 2 loops, so 2 nodes. That's why L4 is also touching. So there is no loops, that means 0. That means delta 1 will be 1 only. Now I have calculated delta 1. Now only thing left is delta 2. What is delta 2? Look, delta 2 is the same thing, that means 1 minus individual loop gains. Which loops? Those are not touching to path P2. So which is path P2? Path P2 is traveling from this node to like this path. It is following this path. This is path 2. Now which loop is not touching? Look, this loop L1 is touching. L2 is touching or not? L2 is having these nodes and these paths, and P2 is having here to here. So it is just skipping this loop without touching any path of this loop or any node of this loop. That means L2 will be a valid thing. Now what about L3? L3 is this loop. Now this will not be considered because it will be touching the path P2, because P2, though it seemed like the path is like here and the loop is like here, so it is not touching. But notice here the path is like here, so path have these 2 nodes and L3 has also these 2 nodes, L4 has also these 2 nodes. So only one loop is there, L2, that is L2. Now if only one loop you can consider, then you cannot consider any 2 non-touching loops. So delta 2 will be only 1 minus L2. Now I can write the formula. Let me write the value of delta 1 here. Delta 1 is equals to 1 and delta 2 equals to 1 minus L2. So what will be the transfer function, total transfer function? Total transfer function T will be equals to P1 delta 1. What is P1? G1, G2, G3. G1, G2, G3. What is delta 1? 1. So what is P2? G4, G2, G3. G4, G2, G3. And what is delta 2? Delta 2 is 1 minus L2. 1 minus, what is L2? G1 H1 minus G1 H1. So minus minus will be plus G1 H1. Okay. Now what is the value of delta? Delta is this one. So 1 minus of L1, L2, L3, L4. L1 is minus, so I can take minus common as I said earlier. So it will be plus G1 H1, G3 H3, G1 H1, G3 H3, G1 H2 plus G4 H2 plus L1 L2, L1 L3, L2 L4, L1 L4, L2 L4. So what will be L1 L2? L1 is G3 H3, L2 is G1 H1. So G1 G3 H1 H3. Minus minus gets cancelled. Okay, plus G1 G3 H1 H3. L1 L3. G3 H3 G1 H2. So G1 G3 H2 H3. G1 G3 H2 H3. Next, L1 L4. What is L1 L4? L1 is minus G3 H3, L4 is minus G4 H2. So L1 L4 means G3 G4 H2 H3. G3 G4 H2 H3 plus L2 L4. What is L2? Minus G1 H1, L4 minus G4 H2. So G1 G4 H1 H2. G1 G4 H1 H2. And the last thing is minus L1 L2 L4. So what is L1? G3 H3 minus G3 H3, L2 minus G1 H1, L4 minus G4 H2. So minus minus will get cancelled and then again minus, so it will be minus. So minus and having minus 1 here, so it will be plus. So the thing will be L1 L2 L4, right? L1 L2 L4. So G1 G3 G4 H1 H2 H3. G1 G3 G4 H1 H2 H3. H1 H2 H3. So this is the overall transfer function of the system. Okay, this total thing is the new denominator of the system. Okay, now taking common or something like that, doing something like that, it may be reduced or it may not be reduced, but this is the main thing we need to obtain. Look, the expression seems pretty complex and it is pretty big, but the thing is, by using some small steps, these things I am writing down here, I have written down here, but whenever after some practice, these things will not be written in this form. We will directly put t equals to p1 delta 1, p2 delta 2 and delta, then we will directly p1 g1 g2 g3 delta 1, we will look at the loops. All the loops are touching to path p1, so only one will be there, so delta 1 will be 1, p2 will be g4 g2 g3. Then what about delta 2? Delta 2 I can calculate 1 minus individual loop gains, only one loop is there, so 1 minus g1 h1, 1 minus of minus g1 h1, that means 1 plus g1 h1. It will be pretty easy like that. You don't need to write all this down. Okay, and again, you don't need that much experience like block diagram, which step is to be done first, which step is not to be done first, which step can maybe, let's say we are doing something in block diagram reduction technique to make the system convenient for us to reduce into a simpler one. Sometimes it may happen that I am using some technique, and it is, instead of making convenient for us, it is making difficult for us. So Mason's gain formula and signal flow graph doesn't have that kind of problem, because it has hard and fast rule how to find that, and it has fixed steps how we can obtain the transfer function of the total system. Now this system is pretty complex system, because it is actually going to this much, that means 3 non-touching loops, but in exam generally 2 non-touching loops are there, and 2 non-touching loops, maybe it will be 2 or 3. Here I am considering a tough one randomly, but a tough one that is going up to 3 non-touching loops. Okay, so this is the process. Okay, I hope this is clear. The time is over now, that's why, otherwise I would have taken another example of signal flow graph to reduce it, but I hope this is clear and you can easily find out. I will give some video or a series on problem solving of this subject control system. There I will take much more examples, and though that lecture series will be only focused on problem solving of various chapters. Okay, I'm not going to do another example today or in this series of signal flow graph. I hope it is clear how it is to be how it is to be found. Okay, if you practice a bit, then it will be lot more easier for you. There are lots of books and there are lots of resources online. You can find any examples of signal flow graph, and then you can calculate the transfer function using Mason's-Gain formula. Then you can also mail me whether check it, or you can also judge by yourself that whether you are doing it right or not. And you, if you have any doubt further, then obviously mail me. My mail id will be given in the description box and also in the end of the video. Okay, so time is over, so I am closing this lecture. This is the end of the chapter basics. Next day onwards we will start time domain analysis after that, but there are some miscellaneous topics, that means sensitivity and all that, that actually comes under the chapter basics, but I didn't list it down that in the when I said that I will cover these topics in basics. I didn't list it down that I need to cover these things, and some basics of signal systems and Laplace transform will be covered first. Then we will head towards the next chapter, that is time domain analysis. Okay, so this much for today's lecture. See you in the next lecture. Thank you.